Oh, we're on. Cool. Hey, hello. If you have time, stick around for a few minutes. This is the second episode of our In Story and Song series, and we're going to sing 3 songs, a little bit of commentary in between. It seems like this whole virus thing is not going away anytime soon, and I'm very encouraged to see a lot of people really stepping up, doing some stuff. I was watching today, Kathy Ryan read a beautiful poem written by Irish priest John O'Donoghue, watching Pádraig Gallen and his McLean Avenue band singing the backyard sessions, Scott McClatchy with his guitar pull, Carol Brown, seldom sober, playing Sideways last night, but sounded wonderful. So it's great, and it's a pleasure to add my voice to it. Was unsure about what to do for this second episode, but we were watching a Netflix movie the other day. We're catching up. Everybody's catching up. And it was a Pierce Brosnan movie, and I thought, wow, there's an interesting thing. There's degrees of separation. So I met Mr. Brosnan twice in my life. One time was back in 1980 when I was working as an electrician in one of the big old houses outside of Drogheda. I think it was Balrath House, I'm not sure. But they were shooting a mini-series there at the time, and we as electricians were on site to make sure everything went well. And one of the new stars was Pierce Brosnan. I think he was still living in London at the time. I don't remember much about the whole event. I remember we ate lunch a lot in the tent and played cards, drank a few beers, that kind of stuff. And then the second time I met Pierce Brosnan was about 9 years ago. I was working for a Norwegian cruise line up doing the Maritime Provinces runs up to Quebec, and in the port of Halifax, Nova Scotia. I was sitting on the wall. There's a beautiful harbour walk, and this man came walking by. He was wearing chinos and a denim shirt and a man bag. That's what kind of got my attention, very European. I thought, that looks like Pierce Brosnan. So I hopped up and followed him and stayed 2 steps behind him, and I said quite loudly, "You never know who you would meet in this part of the world." And he answered back without looking at me or breaking stride. He said, "No, you wouldn't. What are you doing up here?" And I said, "I'm working on one of the ships." "What are you doing?" He said, I'm filming a Stephen King movie." So we chatted again, didn't look at each other. I was 2 steps behind him, and I told him I met him once before doing a thing called the Manions of America, and he stopped and looked at me and said, "That's a long time ago." And then we continued walking, and he said, "Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from a town called Drogheda." He said, "So am I." And I said, "Really? I thought you were from Navan." Navan is a town 17 miles west of Drogheda. He said, "Yeah, I spent my childhood in Navan, but I was born in the Lady of Lourdes Hospital in Drogheda." Pierce Brosnan, good trivia thing for Christmas. And I was born there too. So I thought we'd put 3 songs together from my hometown of Drogheda. And a little earlier on this week, I put some postings on Facebook with some photographs of the places that are referenced in the songs. On the south-west bank of the River Boyne, and Drogheda straddles the River Boyne, on the south-west bank there's this park we used to play in with swings and trees we would climb in, and shelters and merry-go-rounds and such. It's still there, but it's been reconfigured for the younger people now. But I was drinking with my father one day, which was a rare occasion, and after I had a couple of drinks with him, he went off home, and I went walking around town looking at some of the places I had remembered from my childhood, and it was quite nostalgic, and because of the glow of whiskey in my gut, I got sentimental. So from that came this song. Caught the train to my old town, took a walk down Stockwell Lane, ran by the old church where I stepped in from the rain. The light was softly fading, the day was getting dark. Walked across St. Dominic's Bridge and went into the park, and I could still hear the river as I stood beside the wall. I could feel its restless motion, I could hear the seabirds call. Sat down in the shelter my backpack on my shoulder, and I left the park behind. I could still hear the river as I stood beside the wall. I could feel its restless motion, I could hear the seabirds call. Sat down in the shelter and listened to the sounds. I looked all around me, but there was no one else around. I could still hear the river, I could still hear the river, I could still hear the river flowing on, flowing on, flowing on. It still brings back some interesting memories. The park, it was called the park. Here's another song that's somewhat autobiographical, and I've been looking at a website or a Facebook page that I've been getting great enjoyment out of for the last year or so. It's called Drogheda, or Drogheda, my hometown, down memory lane. Some wonderful, wonderful pictures there. I wrote the song many years ago, and in 2000 here in Savannah they were looking to spotlight some local artists, and I was chosen one of those artists. So I was to perform with the Savannah Symphony, and the conductor at the time was Maestro Peter Greenberg, and he picked this song, a song I'd written, to perform that night, and he wrote a lovely string arrangement for it. So it's a song called Sweet Memories. I played this on a radio station at home, LMFM, some years ago, shortly after I'd written it. And Jerry Mulroy, who's known to all and sundry in Drogheda, wonderful talent and a friend, dear friend for many, many years. But I did not have a guitar with me, and Jerry did have. And so Jerry was playing the tune, and he was doing this beautiful introduction, playing the guitar as only he can, And we were headphones on, and he was the other side of the booth, and he kept to this part where I'm supposed to come in, and there was nothing. And Jerry freaked. I had forgotten the words, so we had to vamp it for about 35 seconds until I remember the whole thing. So if you're watching this, Jerry, I've got the words. Watch the River Boyne flow past the streets of my hometown. St. Lawrence Gate stands proudly, though they've tried to tear it down. To climb the hill at Millmount and look far across the land, you can almost hear the waves break on Mornington's white strand. To walk the narrow streets like my father has before, to see the people smile and say hello from open doors. Each Saturday the market, it's held in Bolton Square, to see the country merchants peddling their wares. Sweet memories, memories, that's what they are to me. Memories, sweet memories, memories, that's what they are to me. As a boy, I traveled many times that road out to the sea, where I met first true love, but it was never meant to be. I had a best friend years ago, we never were apart, but fate took him away from me and sorely broke my heart. Sweet memories, memories, that's what they are to me. Memories, sweet memories, memories, that's what they are to me. Sweet memories, memories, that's what they are to me. Thank you. And I made a mistake back there. It was Philip Greenberg, the maestro, the conductor of the orchestra was Philip Greenberg. So in that song, Millmount is a very imposing structure that sits over the town of Drogheda. It was an old fort built by Hugh de Lacy in 1172, and now it's a museum. Millmount. It's called a cup and saucer, very unusual. St. Lawrence's Gate is an old Barbican gate, part of the walled town of Drogheda many years ago. So great place to visit if you get a chance. The next and last song is not exactly about my hometown, but it references the River Boyne. And I wrote this in a time. I wrote this actually in St. Pete Beach in Florida, on the west coast of Florida. And I used to play down there along with many of my colleagues in a great bar called the Harp and Thistle, and just have tremendous and wonderful memories of being down there. And I wrote this song when I was in a particularly good frame of mind. Used to take my children down there once a year, just me and the kids, and leave their mom here to enjoy a week. And they used to call it Camp Harry. Strange and wonderful things went on down there, but this is just a song about being in a good mood, I suppose. Thank you for watching, if indeed you did, and we'll wrap things up after this and come back again with episode 3 in about 4 or 5 days. The song is called Pleased as I Can Be. I think I'll do this with fingers. My life's been filled with the wonders of time since I left my home on the River Boyne to hear James sing Carolina on my mind. And I must say that now I'm doing fine. Been down in the Keys, I've been out to the coast, but there is a place that I love the most, a place we've been together, you and me. And right now I'm pleased as I can be. Pleased as I can be. I'm pleased as I can be. I've seen shows in London, I've worked down in Cork, I ran into trouble on the streets of New York, but now I'm changed and all the world can see that right now I'm pleased as I can be. I look into the mirror at the start of the day, there's an older man there who's got nothing to say. Sometimes he smiles and winks at me, and just like me, he's pleased as he can be. Pleased as I can be, I'm pleased as I can be. 'Cause my life's been filled with the wonders of time since I left my home on the River Boyne to hear James sing Carolina on my mind. And I must say, now I'm doing fine. I'm pleased as I can be. I'm pleased as I can be. Pleased as I can be. I'm pleased. Thank you. Cheers. Good night and God bless.